Well, Mr. Abe is Japan's longest-serving prime minister. In 2007, he had also resigned abruptly as prime minister, citing ill health at that time. Here's a closer look at his long career.
Shinzo Abe came from a powerful political dynasty that already produced two prime ministers before him. In 1982, after a brief stint at one of Japan's top steel makers, Shinzo Abe entered politics to work for his father. His father, Shintaro Abe, a former foreign minister and the son-in-law of a former prime minister, was one of Japan's most influential politicians before he died of cancer in 1991. In 1993, 2 years after his father's death, Shinzo ran in his father's constituency in Yamaguchi prefecture in the general election and won a seat. He eventually rose through the ranks of the Liberal Democratic Party. In 2006, he accomplished what his father had not been able to achieve. At the age of 52, Shinzo Abe became Japan's youngest prime minister since World War II. But his first stint as prime minister was disastrous, marred by scandals and cut short by health issues. In September 2007, Mr. Abe resigned, citing health reasons, shortly after his party suffered a crushing defeat in the upper house elections. Just as many had written him off, Mr. Abe pulled off a stunning political comeback by winning the 2012 LDP presidential election in a five-way race. When the LDP returned to power in the general election that same year, Mr. Abe became the first former prime minister to return to the office in more than 6 decades. Since then, he had earned himself a reputation as a strongman leader who was ready to bulldoze through controversial policies. In 2017, the LDP changed its rules to allow party presidents to serve 3 consecutive terms for a total of 9 years. The following year, Mr. Abe won his 3rd term as party president, allowing him to stay in office until September 2021. Even though he has made history as the longest-serving prime minister, Mr. Abe was struggling to leave a legacy behind. Whether his radical economic policy known as Abenomics has achieved its goal of pulling Japan's economy out of chronic deflation is a matter of debate. Despite having more time in office than any of his predecessor, Mr. Abe was stepping down without achieving his long-held goal of revising Japan's post-war pacifist constitution. Michio Ishida, CNA, Tokyo.